What is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here. We are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Friday, payday, October 28th slate of NBA action. I'm super excited to dive into it. We have a huge slate of the NBA games. We have, I believe it's like 8 games, I think it is. We have a ton of games on. I'm super excited about it. I love when we have full slates, we have full lines, the whole 9 yards, and I'm super excited to dive into it. We found 4 plays that I absolutely love, so let's go ahead and dive into it. But before we did, we are still currently on the road to 8,000 subscribers. We will once again be doing another giveaway once the 8,000 does hit. Haven't decided what it was, but thank you guys once again. You guys have been killing the support. So if we end up hitting 8,000, I will be doing another giveaway. So make sure that if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do, and thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute world to me, so much more than you guys will ever know. So, we ended up going 2-1 on the day. We just about brought out the brooms. We were actually pretty close, and we'll go ahead and talk about it. When it comes to Spencer Dinwiddie, we had him over 2.5 3-pointers made. This one was a little bit of a sweat, but it wasn't because... let me just explain. So he ended up having 2 threes in the first 5 minutes of the game. He ended up shooting 2 for 2 from the 3-point line at that point. And then after that, he only took 1 3 up until the fourth quarter. Once the fourth quarter ended up hitting, he cashed it with 8 minutes left in the game. But still, there was 2 quarters where he literally did not shoot another 3. And it was a little bit stressful, I will say. It definitely made me nervous. But he ended up hitting it for us. Then I did put on my Twitter and in the pinned comment section as a parlay piece, I put Trey Mann over 2.5 assists. It was super juiced to minus 150, which is why I said if you guys do want this, put it in a parlay. It's probably going to hit. That one ended up hitting really no problem, so that one ended up working out. But then we had De'Aaron Fox over 10.5 rebounds plus assists versus the Grizzlies at minus 110. This one was tough. This one was absolutely tough. De'Aaron Fox averaging 7 assists per game so far on the year. Finishes with just 2. And I watched this game through and through. There was multiple opportunities where De'Aaron Fox did pass it to the open guy that just didn't knock down the shots. And on top of that, he got into foul trouble. Pretty early into the fourth quarter, he had 5 fouls. So with that being said, he couldn't really play super aggressive to get those rebounds. It was just one thing after another. It was definitely tough, but De'Aaron Fox ended with 8. He had 6 rebounds and 2 assists, so he finished right with 8 rebounds plus assists. Definitely a tough scene, but I think that, I think overall I feel like it was the right pick. And I feel like once these two teams do play again, I'll be taking that prop once again. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's plays. I love the slate that we do have on. So for our first play of the day, we're taking Jared Allen over 9.5 rebounds, versus Boston at minus 125 odds. This line is just too low. It's just too low. I don't really care if it's a trap. I have too much respect for Jared Allen to take anything other than this over. So far over the course of the season, also, by the way, if you did want to sprinkle on double-double for Jared Allen, I think that's a really great look, too, for plus value. I almost took that as the official play. So if you guys are wanting to take that, definitely go for it. He's had 3 double-doubles on the season, so I think it's a really good spot. I think he can definitely do that again. But on the course of the season, when it comes to the rebounds line, he has had 16, 14, 6, and 10 so far on the season. So he's hit it 75% of the time. In the last 2 games, he had monster games, 16 rebounds, 14 rebounds. And I think it's going to be a very good matchup here. The Celtics do allow the 6th most rebounds per game to opposing centers, and I don't really expect that to change. I think that we are going to see a lot of rebounds here from Jared Allen. And let's be honest, there is no Darius Garland here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Somebody has to step up, and recently it's been Jared Allen. Jared Allen has really been a monster. Obviously, I watched the last Cavs game that they did end up having, where Jared Allen just absolutely had a nasty posterizer. But regardless, they still played, or Jared Allen played really, really well. He stepped up when he needed to. And he was just an absolute monster, and I think we see a repeat of that once again. So we're going to be riding with it for our first play of the day. Jared Allen over 9.5 rebounds versus Boston at minus 125 odds. Now for our second play of the day, We're taking Monte Morris over 11.5 points here versus the Pacers at minus 115. Now, if you go ahead, before everybody starts, jamming in the comments, who is this guy, whatever, Monte Morris is the starting point guard for the Washington Wizards. Now, the reason that I like this play, DeLon Wright, he just got listed out for the next couple weeks. I guess he has some sort of an injury, so he's going to be out for the foreseeable future. So that he's the backup point guard for the Washington Wizards. The backup shooting guard for the Washington Wizards, Corey Kispert, he is also out. So both backup guards for the Washington Wizards are out. Monte Morris is going to see a lot of time. I think he will see 30-plus minutes. He saw 30 minutes last game. Now without DeLon Wright, I think he does see close to that 30 range once again, maybe even more than that, which would make me think it's even more. But he has only hit this line once so far this year. I think that they played 4 games. I didn't write that stat down, but I think they played 4 games, and he has only hit it in 1. But this line is high for a reason. They know that he is going to see a lot of time, and I definitely think that he can go ahead and get it done. He also has a really good matchup here. Indiana, the 8th fastest team when it comes to pace in the entire NBA. And also, they do allow the 11th most points per game to opposing point guards. So they allow just outside that top 10 when it comes to points per game, but they do allow the 3rd most points per game to opposing teams. That speaks a lot of volume to me. That just screams that the Pacers, they allow a lot of points. Their defense isn't necessarily the greatest. And I definitely think Monte Morris can get it done with all the production that he should see with DeLon Wright and Corey Kispert out. I think that Monte Morris does end up hitting this. I could even see him hitting 15 points, truthfully. So I do like this play a lot for our number 2 play. We're going to be riding with it. Monte Morris over 11.5 points here versus the Pacers at minus 115 odds. Now for our third play of the day, this is probably my favorite play of the day. We're going with Julius Randle, under 32.5 PRAs here versus the Bucks at minus 125 odds. This is the worst possible matchup for a guy like Julius Randle. He is going to be guarded by Giannis. Now, more than likely he's going to be guarded by Giannis. I don't know, you never really know anymore. But I think he's going to be matched up with Giannis, and that is an awful matchup here for Julius Randle. The Bucks also do allow the fewest points per game to opposing power forwards and the fewest assists per game to opposing power forwards. And let's be honest, Julius Randle, he's a pretty decent playmaker for being a big when it comes to the assist department, and he's a scorer. Well, the Bucks take both of those things away. So I think that it's going to be a very tough night here for Julius Randle. Julius Randle is only 2-2 to this line anyway. So with that being said, it's not like he's crushing this line every single game anyway. So the fact that it is at 32.5, I think that this does go way under. Also, Milwaukee is 25th when it comes to pace. So very, very slow. And despite the Knicks not necessarily being a super fast team, the Bucks really slow that down. The Bucks really bring that way, way down. And Milwaukee, first in defensive efficiency, the best defense in basketball. So all of these signs are pointing to the under. Also, the history is on our side. Julius Randle has gone under in 3 straight games here versus the Bucks. And last game, Jalen Brunson is coming off an absolutely monster night. So who knows if that momentum is going to carry over or not. But if it does, I think that we see another big night from Brunson. I think we see another night, decent night from RJ Barrett. And I don't think Julius Randle is going to get nearly as many touches because let's be honest, you're an NBA point guard, right? The last person that you're going to want to pass to is a guy being guarded by a 7-foot Giannis. I know if I was the point guard, I definitely wouldn't want to be dishing it over to Giannis. So I think that it is going to be a tough day in the office for Randle, and New York has a bunch of young players that want to shoot the ball anyway. So Julius Randle could go under in so many different ways, even foul trouble, even getting ejected. Julius Randle is known for getting ejected, or getting technicals and stuff. So you never really know. I think there's just way more ways that he goes under than he does go over in this situation. I think it's a really, really bad matchup. So that is going to be our third player prop of the day. Julius Randle under 32.5 PRAs versus the Bucks at minus 125. Now for our fourth and final play of the day, it's going to be a spread pick. We're taking the Pelicans plus 6.5 here versus Phoenix at minus 110 odds. Now, I know, this is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. But I think that this might be a legitimate trap here for the Suns. Now, let's take a look at the injury report here for the New Orleans Pelicans. Zion listed as questionable. Herb Jones listed as questionable. Brandon Ingram listed as out. Kira Lewis Jr. listed as out. Jose Alvarado listed as questionable. Dyson Daniels listed as questionable. CJ McCollum listed as questionable. All of those players are on the injury report. Literally half of the roster is on the injury report, and almost every single player that gets playing time is either questionable or out, besides for Jonas Valanciunas. That is a tough injury report to be going off of. So with that being said, with all these players questionable, all these players out, why are the Suns only 6.5 point favorites? They're coming off of a huge win. They're still in Phoenix at home. Why are they only getting 6.5 points versus a super banged up New Orleans team? This seems like an absolute trap for everybody to be taking Phoenix, and I get it. It would make sense to take that one, but when it comes to sports betting, not everything makes sense. So I do like this one. Also, New Orleans been pretty good over the course of the season. 3-1 against the spread, 2-0 against the spread on the road. In Phoenix, they're kind of 500. They're 2-2 against the spread, 1-1 against the spread at home. So, like I said, just very 500. I just don't think that. I think that there's something fishy going on here. So we're gonna be riding with it. I think it's so ugly that it might work. So that is gonna be our fourth and final play of the day. New Orleans plus 6.5 here versus the Phoenix Suns at -110 odds. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are still currently on the road to 8,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. But that's going to do it for me. This is King Center signing out. Peace.